So you're running a 5e session, right? Party's around 7th level. At this point, you're not dealing with adventurers anymore. You're dealing with superheroes. You spend hours building a dungeon, rooms, traps, little details, and the second they walk in, the game part of the game disappears. It turns into I roll perception, I roll investigation. No pressure, no time, no consequence. Just moving from one fight to the next, right? And here's the truth. You as a DM didn't mess this up. The system stopped giving you a way to track the most important resource in the game, and that is time. So today I'm going to fix that. And Eric is going to be bringing Eric from Eric's Tenkar. We were kind of talking about this, and he's going to bring it from the BX side, and I'm going to be bringing it from the AD&D side. And we're going to show you how to put the game back into your game. So point number one I'm going to have with this is, the disappearing game, AD&D anchor, right? So here's where I'm going to come from this on the AD&D side, right? Because this isn't just about mechanics. It's about expectations, right? First edition and old school D&D assumes something very, very specific, right? Players are responsible for how, the game flows, right? Not the system, not the DM, right? The players are. And it literally tells you that. Be organized, respect the DM, the dungeon master, work together, right? Accept the results. That's not optional. That's how the game functions, right? Now compare that to what happens when time isn't tracked, right? So player says, I searched the wall, right? Rolls a 19, right? DM says, yeah, you find something, and reads a box text, right? So how long did it take, right? So, nobody knows, because when time doesn't exist, nothing costs anything, right? In old school, it really does. So players sit there until they succeed, right? One character will try the next one, the next one, the next one. And of course they do. You would too, right? So dungeon turns can fix that, right? Not because it's old school, gritty realism, because it gives structure back to the game, right? So point number two that I want to make is, the anatomy of the turn and your delivery as a DM, right? So this part Eric laid out pretty clean, right? If you watch his video, you don't need to overcomplicate it at all. You grab a sheet of paper, you draw boxes on it, kind of like what I've showed in past videos. Even meaningful, action, one box. If they do one action, it's one box, right? 10 minutes, and that's it. But here's the part I want you to really understand, right? So you're not tracking time for realism. You're tracking time to force decisions for on your players, right? Now, that'll bring back the wandering monster check. This is where AD&D and BX are in total agreement, right? The dungeon is not static, right? It reacts to you. From the monster manual philosophy, encounters aren't balanced, right? They're situational. So when the party stands in a hallway arguing for 20 minutes, right? That's not free for them. That's just they're just going to pay for that argument, right? With risk. So point number three I want to talk about too is rest, right? Make it practical. And I know there's a mechanic for short rests and all that in 5e, but here's something else people forget, right? So old school assumes that you had to stop at some point, right? You had to rest. It's not a feature. It's survival, right? In AD&D, the game expects that kind of pacing, right? Because dungeon exploration, is work, right? You're hauling gear around, you're moving treasure, you're moving very carefully, right? You're listening at doors, you're checking floors, you're using your 10-foot pole. That's not casual movement, that's effort, right? And you're going to get depleted with that. So if you're running this in 5e, right, make it very simple. if they skip rest, right? Give them disadvantage on initiative, or physical checks. Give them disadvantage. Done. It's super simple. It's super easy. There's got to be consequences for this. No, you don't need no new subsystem, no overthinking. I think the advantage and disadvantage component of 5e is really great, actually. And you can add that as easily as a consequence, right? Point number 4, light, right? Light is big, and I've talked about that a lot, right? So let's talk about what I think some modern systems, and not all of them, but 5e in particular, just my opinion, players completely ignore light, right? Because everybody's got dark vision, right? Everybody says it. I have dark vision, Yeah, well, you and everybody else, right? So, but here's the catch. Here's the big catch in that. Dark vision is not perfect sight, right? It's dim light, which means disadvantage on things. So now, layer that into a turn system, right? So a torch might last an hour, right? 6 turns. Not whenever the DM remembers, right? Keep track of that. Not when it feels right to keep track of it. 6 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 turns, 6 turns. That's 1 hour. And when the last box is gone, you're standing in a flooded chamber, and the light goes out, right? So now you got to use a cleric's light spell, and that's not flavor anymore. That's survival. Point number 5, the search problem. This is big. This is one of the biggest problems, I think, in modern plays, right? Players roll low, right? I search again. I roll again. I search again, right? That loop, that kills tension, right? Because it's almost an automatic success. And this is how you fix this in old school style in your 5e game. Searching takes 1 turn, right? 10 minutes. You roll once. Okay, I want to try again. Fine. Then that's another 10 minutes. So this is where you're keeping track of time. And I'm rolling behind the scenes, right? Now the players have a real choice, right? Is this time worth it? That's the game. And that's old school play. And you can port that into your 5e game easily, right? And it kind of stops the dog pile, right? 4 players searching, right? Cool. Okay, we do it again because we missed our perception or whatever. 1 turn, but you're exposed, right? Because you're using wandering monsters, or the torch is running out, or certain resources that you're keeping track of will be running out, or you can do it separately. Now you're burning time fast, right? Either way, you're not winging consequences anymore. The clock handles that for you. So, kind of in the close here, here's the part I want you to take away from this, right? You don't need to change systems, right? You don't need to rewrite. You don't need to document. Just start tracking time, and that's it. Draw the boxes. And remember, I think I showed a kind of a, well, this isn't it, but I showed a index card that I would keep track in my games, right? Draw 6 boxes, and that equals an hour, right? Just, if I search this area, okay, that's 10 minutes. If the players are arguing, that's another 10 minutes. Or we're going down the hallway, that's 10 minutes. Draw the boxes, say it out loud to the players so they know, that took 10 minutes, and then stick to that. And once you add that element of time tracking in your game, whether it's 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, 5E, it's going to change the dynamics and create so much more tension in your game. Your players, I guarantee you, they're going to react, and their choices are going to matter. They're going to stop wandering around. They're going to start deciding. They're going to start, preparing for the next room. They're going to start playing smarter. And it's going to kind of get that old feel vibe into your 5e game. And that's when the dungeon is going to come alive again. You know, it's not just room to room to room, combat, which combat in 5e is great. 5e gives you a great combat engine, no question. But this is a game engine, right? And put the two things together. You know, the great engine for 5e in combat, and using time, right? And now you got something people will actually remember. So you guys go run your games, keep it light, you know, and for the love of God, just track time. All right, you guys. I am DM Angelo, and this is just my take. You know, you can use little elements of old school for 5e that can kind of just do that little oomph and create the tension that I talk about all the time in my old school games. Yeah, you guys. So, like I said, I am DM Angelo. This is the DM and Friends. I love gaming. I love old school gaming. I love it. I love it all. So you guys just, if you can or you want to, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share it with other DMs, share it with players. And yeah, let's have some fun. Keep gaming. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good one and game on. Bye-bye.